So welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you um, my experience on the platform of YouTube. Like the journey, what it was like, um, and other things like that. So persons can feel free to share the live, also be a part of the video that is actually taking place here. And also share yourself in the comment section. So in today's live video, I'll take it very slow, um, slow and proper. It's actually something that I want to share with other persons who have been starting the YouTube channels, starting the YouTube journey, where they actually, some way or the other, had given up on the way. So I would say to most persons that I have come in contact with when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, it is one of the most simplest investments that I can say is actually out there. If you want to start a business, if you want to have something to your name, it's really easy in terms of getting the platform downloaded, creating a channel for free, um, getting a device. It is cool that part of that YouTube section there is really, really cool because you get to do all these things for free without even having to pay any um, money for signing up when it comes to starting a YouTube channel. However, why it is so free and so good is because after you have gotten your YouTube channel signed up for free and all of that, then you have to actually start investing in yourself to become a very good content creator, or to also become whatever you want to become in life. Because it all takes within what you want, how you want to get it done, the accomplishments and all of that, how you decide to do it. So it has a give and a take. I can see like that. It's like you give your channel direction, and then afterwards, YouTube gives you another direction. So starting a YouTube channel in 2025, 2024, 2023, if you had started already, if you're now starting, if you're looking to start, I would say you actually are very, very inspiring um, motivation when it comes to starting a YouTube channel. It makes you feel ready for the job. It makes you feel equipped. It also makes you feel like you can get this job done, because you think you have what it takes to become a YouTuber. And it is all true, right? When I started for the first time, it was all true. That's the same motivation I had with myself that I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. Someday I'm gonna be able to monetize and start getting some cash from YouTube, and also doing videos that can help other persons to get that informative if they want to actually start a YouTube channel. But the big point is the biggest mistake that everyone makes is that even I myself have made some mistakes when I was starting. But then I would say it was a good and it was a bad, because the good part was actually I could have made that YouTube channel unexperienced in content creation, and also just continue driving focus in that same direction. What I have learned from that is that this YouTube channel had actually showed me ways that I had to develop, I had to think, create your own strategies, get your own creative ways to actually make your videos outstanding and all of that. So every video you post and it gets 1 view more better, or 5 views better, 10 views better, it should give you a motivation to actually continue creating videos. However, this wasn't the case for me when I started. I didn't have the best camera, I didn't have the best um, all these things that what you need to actually create perfect videos that's going to be viral. I didn't actually have these things, so I had to rely on what I had, and what I had actually teach me to value what I have, and also like when I'm throwing it out there, make sure that it's actually into a very nice way that person that can see. If it's just for 1 view, 3 view, 5 views, 10 views, just continue doing what you're doing. So along the past few years, that it is my YouTube channel, is a few years, um, it is actually like I can say a whole rewarding experience. That is what I can say from that YouTube out there. It's a rewarding experience. What actually gets me into that YouTube wants you to actually start something, get it into shape, and later reap the benefits, right? I used to hear the talk that persons in my village and other places where I used to um, do works and stuff used to say that when you start something, you don't stop it. You know, continue going, continue moving. Doesn't don't stop whatsoever. Don't even think about stopping because the minute time you stop, your little victory or your little glory is right there with you. So continue pursuing your people, older persons. And right now, as I say, I can see a lot of elderly persons who have been retired, starting YouTube channels. Even persons that I didn't expect would have started YouTube channel. They actually have YouTube channel up to today. And what I can say is that if you're young and he doesn't have much, he doesn't have, so I can say it, the best life or all of that cases, my advice to you is start something. Start somewhere. Like just get yourself up. If you don't want to start a YouTube channel, you can go TikTok. Start something. Because by the end of the day, what most young persons fail to actually see is that if you don't start it now, you wouldn't be able to reap anything later. And that's the whole point of doing content creation and all of that. However, if you want to make it big, I wouldn't pressure persons that they should try to push themselves over the limits to try to make more things happen. But if you have a good job where you work half day or you work for some hours and it can cut, you can squeeze, and then you can start content creation. Because content creation is not that hard. You just have good device. You also find yourself in some very nice location and you take a very nice photo or a picture or a short video of the view that you are. This is actually going to help. Okay, so most persons think of today, most persons think of now, most persons think of starting something and seeing it take off one time. And you'll get a lot of that from younger folks, younger people who is, who has just started or, who wants to put themselves in a nice direction to start something. Also, young person will start a YouTube channel. Um, it's going to be going great. And after a while, they're going to feel some sort of lengthen or some sort of discouragement along the way and they will want to stop. Which I did also. I did that for myself. I started my first one, as I said, without the experience, not knowing how to handle YouTube, how important it is to know your passwords and all of things like that. So I just started a YouTube channel because I heard you can start a YouTube channel, curiosity, I guess. And I just go there and I started my YouTube channel and I just hit it off. And I said, okay, I'm gonna take it in. And while going through that process, I have seen that when I went back to YouTube, I have seen that I had to remember my passwords and I had to make sure that my account is in good standing without violations and all of that from copyrighted and all those other stuff. So I knew that I couldn't continue with the channel, even though I started the channel. I did a lot of work, like pushing out there, letting persons know that I started the YouTube channel. Um, some of the advice was good, some of the advice was bad. Majority of the advice is bad. It's like they were saying, bro, there is no way you're gonna make it on YouTube. There's no way you're gonna be getting to that criteria there. There's no way you're gonna meet that threshold because like it's not easy. It's not gonna work. Like. But I actually didn't believe in time, but I had a little time in me. But later on, just recently, I have come to understand that it's all about timing. You know, whenever you start something, it's not about getting it done one time, but it's about time. It's about duration. It's about duration. If you want to get it done fast, I would say like you would have to push yourself more to the limit. If you want it, like if you want to make YouTube your main source of income and you want to be monetized, whenever it's possible, then you'll have to push yourself to start a YouTube channel and also be so very consistent in uploads, you know, doing your videos and edits and all the other stuff. I guess this is gonna actually help you to make it a little more fun in YouTube. So what I can say is it's super easy, but it's not easy as persons think it is. Even when it comes to putting YouTube on the same scale with um, someone that is working, it is actually the same pressure. Okay, it's just like starting a business, um, in doing products and also starting a business in doing um, food services, um, starting a regular business, the physical part really work build, and also starting a YouTube channel, which people require as no work, but that's not true, right? YouTube actually is a place that you work the same amount of work as compared to a normal work. However, the only difference in YouTube is it is that when you start working for, like, you open a company and you start selling stuff, maybe clothes or food or restaurant stuff like that, you will only have one option that can give you cash. That is what I know. You're gonna have one option that's gonna give you cash, and that is to sell your foods, and also if you get tapped up, you want to sell some drinks. You may want to sell them hard stuff versus the drink, and then you may want to do something mild, water, some bursters. As you know how franchise actually work. So this is gonna be your one opportunity to make money when it comes to starting a business via whether a restaurant, whether a clothing business. You may not want to sell only clothing. You may want to tap that up and sell belts, you want to sell shoes, you want to sell watches. You want to step up your game and make different ways to monetize your business in selling, whether it be fast food or clothing or whatever the case may be. However, the difference between this and YouTube is that this business that you start will start generating income as you start a business. One time, you wouldn't be the best, you wouldn't be the biggest, but based on what you do, if it's something very new, you're gonna get big hit by the time you know. But with YouTube, you don't get paid as you start. Okay, so that's the difference there with starting a business outside and also starting a YouTube channel. But after you have spent some time on YouTube, you have created very good contents, persons love what you're doing, they see your consistency, they see your they're willing to support you, as I have some supporters that is actually coming to me and stating that they will actually be supporters to my channel, and I want to say big up to you all. So thank you all for that. However, this part is when you're gonna be able to monetize. So now you're able to monetize. The difference between the monetization from your YouTube channel and the monetization from starting a business in anywhere in the world, in real estate, food, franchise, clothing, or whatever it may be, is that when you monetize YouTube, the advantages YouTube have given you for sacrificing such a time to start and get monetized, it's going to come back to you when you're monetized. So when you have monetized option, you're going to have options like being able to do your membership. Persons are going to actually be able to membership. Persons are going to be able to donate you. You're going to be able to do affiliate marketing. You're also going to be able to do your own online store. If you want to sell your clothing, you want to do shirts, bring some demand, whatever it may be, there's going to be multiple ways that you're going to be able to monetize this one page. And this is the good thing about YouTube, is that it gives you that option. So I would tell persons, instead of fighting to not start a YouTube channel or don't see as anything good, I'd always say like this. Most persons will say you're collecting free money on YouTube. That is also not true. A lot of persons will say like, oh, you're collecting free money, you're sitting home and doing nothing to get money. Then the question is, how do you create videos? How do you upload videos? How do you um, edit the videos? Persons will watch it. And for instance, a lot of persons will watch a lot of YouTube videos. They watch YouTube videos on how to make crafts. They watch YouTube videos on how to fish, new ways to do things. They even watch clips, movie shots, movie recaps, all those things, and they are entertained by what they see. They love what they see, and they will turn around and say that you are not doing anything to create yourself a little bit, or YouTube seems like a lazy work that you know is so lazy that it cannot compare to the work that you're actually doing in manual labor. And when I look at it, it is the same pressure that you are facing as any other person that is doing any other job. The way that this thing has been designed is that you're not going to feel free to pass it up. Because that is why everyone has the access to create a YouTube channel. If it was that easy, as they say that it was, then everyone would have become YouTube bloggers, influencers, and the streets wouldn't have need for any things like persons when I want to go work into the bank might even be a problem to work in. Because if I can just turn on a YouTube and I can just collect money, why am I working? It's because they know that it's not that easy. And they also know that whenever you monetize and you start creating your journey, that it's going to be a big hit for you and you're going to find yourself moving from datas like that. So this is why the discouragements come because they wouldn't do it and because you're doing it and you try to make a difference, they see it as a problem. And that is what is going on. But my advice to anybody that wants to start a YouTube channel, first advice is say the younger you are, the better for your channel to start growing. The younger you are, the better for your channel to start growing. Yes, that's what I said. Secondly, the younger you are, don't determine or rely on persons to give you that simple motivation. It is hard to motivate yourself most times to actually start something and continue going at it as hard as you can without even looking back for it. But it's gonna worth it, right? Things happen in life, but it doesn't last forever. Hardship comes in life, but it doesn't last forever. So what I would say, you start a YouTube channel if you have the motivation to start a YouTube channel, or if you have already started a YouTube channel, you know what it requires. Getting your writing down your password, ensuring that you know your Google password for that YouTube account, and any value information that you step recommendations and all that, putting your number there to create long videos, and making sure that your channel is set. Making sure also that the password that you have is written down, it's in somewhere private, then you can remember it, it's fine. If it's not in your head and you want to put it into a special place, that is also fine. So make sure that these things are actually on the cup, on the plate. Not because when you monetize, where money is passing, you need to make sure that the account belongs to you, right? They will have to do um, the robot test. Also, they will have to do confirmation to make sure that it's you that is really there, right? So you have to make sure that these things are intact when you start a YouTube channel. You don't just start a channel and you just forget and you forget your password and all that. Supposing that you have reached all the way to monetization, lost the channel because of stuff. There's other ways that you can actually get back to the channel with through years, other ways to verify yourself. But make sure that you don't have to go through that process because sometimes you may be able to sometimes you need to get that, sometimes you need to get that. So don't take chances. Make sure you have everything in place. Take it as it is. Make sure everything is proper. So I would say like YouTube is a journey, and it's a journey that brings you from one stage to the other, right? When it brings you to the top, not right at the top as yet, but when it brings you to monetization, you feel that reward. And I would say maybe only the rich mind is going to understand that because the persons that are underclass, I can see, they wouldn't understand what it takes to build something. And then afterwards, when you start building that, you reach to the place where it has being open to you. You can monetize, you can earn something now. Like it will show you a difference when you actually reach that climax there. But the many time that you doesn't see the value of it now, or you don't think that you have what it takes to make the value of it in time to come, then it's gonna seem like something impossible to you. But I would say like only rich minds gonna understand what it's like to start YouTube channels. Because I know for sure, as long as this make the big hit, that is enough motivation to keep you going. Also, when I do TikTok, what motivates persons to continue doing TikTok? When you turn on your live TikTok, persons are doing it. Feeling free to donate to you, a set of roses, a set of TikTok universe, a set of high stuff like TikTok lions and all that. This is what motivates you to actually turn on your live every day. However, TikTok is a fast way to actually earn some money. Yeah, but it doesn't have the real options as how YouTube has the options, the worldwide options to make enough money. Videos. TikTok has their video with collecting cash flow, reviews on your videos. YouTube have this membership, the live features, with the cool stages of what YouTube has there. TikTok also has the gift section, subscription section. However, the subscription section is very good also because like person gonna be able to earn through the subscription. So instead of being subscribed on YouTube and not getting money like that, YouTube uses subscription as a criteria to meet for you to start getting your cash product. But however, although YouTube are paying for the amount of videos and views that you have on your video views, you still have other options that can make it out. You can also start your own print, get your jerseys, you can do your own printing jerseys, sell your own jerseys online, even not jerseys alone, do suits. Make your brand of your clothing, and you can print your stuff and you can sell that through your YouTube also. That's a page. So you can do that. If you, based on what your blog is about, you can create something unique and you can ship it out. Um, it's a lot of ways to do it. And also with TikTok, as I said, when it comes to subscription, YouTube subscriptions is on a subscribe button. However, TikTok is actually the actual money subscription. So you will get your subscription. TikTok is going to take a share. You're going to get your share, and you're going to start your stuff. So I just say to persons, you have a phone, you don't have to post yourself. There is something called faceless niche. Any of the platforms, you don't have to show your face if you don't want a person to know what you're doing. You can do your stuff on the cover, and you can just put it out there. And persons are going to be, as long as it's cool, persons are going to watch it, they're going to like it, they're going to subscribe, they're going to support you, they will even share it. And by the time you know yourself, it's cool. Faceless niche is also a good way to start a YouTube channel. Why? No one is going to actually know who you are. Most of the creators' biggest mistake is that whenever you start creating channels or you start doing stuff for yourself, people are not going to like it, especially if they know you. So if someone knows you and they know that you have capability to become something great influencer in the future, they know that you have what it takes. They would not want to support you. Why? Because they are seeing you there and they think that you will make it. I can say like without calling any racist sector here, this is what happens in the Black Nation. The Black Nation, which I grew up in, and I am myself, they intend to not support another person of the same culture because they think that that person is going to go far and they will forget them, or they will go far and they will not bother with them. But I would say this is not actually true. If you are good with persons, if you live nice with persons, whenever persons support you, you would not forget that. But if you're not nice with persons, then whenever you get to the top, it will remain like this. You won't be able to look back. But this is what is killing the Black nations, Black other lower countries, because persons don't see a way to help others. They only see a way that, okay, You're doing that at the end of the day, whenever your team take off, you're gonna forget me and you're gonna go south and I'm gonna go north and then afterwards I'm not gonna be able to see you anymore and you're gonna be living a nice life. I'm gonna be struggling. So I am not gonna support you like that. And I believe that is what is killing home of the Caribbean when it comes to the darker nations, right? Most of the Caribbean countries. Because when you look at how the nations that are actually older, for instance, when you go to speaking about a white nation, the way that how they handle their situations, it is far more better than the way that the Caribbean dark skins handle their stuff. I don't know what about black people. Like black people actually, I don't know what's wrong with them. They always have that tendency to fight each other. I don't know why. When it goes to the white nation, not comparing anyone, but to show the difference, the white nation are going to come together, they're going to invest together, they're going to share together, and they're going to build themselves together. But the black nation is not going to see that. They're going to see it like, if I come to you, this is your stuff, this is what you not want. When you're done, you can take all this and you can just run out of it. I don't know, maybe because of past experiences where persons have been lying to other persons and they actually don't like it. So maybe all of these things can be reasons why I can say like the darker nations cannot come together to start investing together, building together, um, linking with business partnerships and all of that. I just don't know why it cannot happen. But if it cannot happen, it cannot happen. One person can influence that. But my advice to anybody that actually out there and has the option, you have a proper phone. I know there are persons who has good devices out there and they can start good channels. Like they can start good YouTube channels and they can also get themselves in line to have a monetized channel maybe in a year time. Because that's how you should in a year time. They give you up to a year time because they know that in a year time with consistent posts and your ability to do the stuff and your little editing skills, not much, but it can actually get you monetized in a year time. So consistency doesn't mean every day, like every minute, sorry, but it can be every day. So every day you can post one video. You start posting one video, you find one video is too little, you can start posting two videos every day. Two videos, you can handle that now based on the time, based on what you're doing. Then you can post three videos per day. So don't underestimate yourself, don't underestimate your mind. Everybody has the ability to do it. It's just gonna take you some time based on where you are. So for instance, Grenada. Grenada is not one of the biggest niche country. Grenada doesn't really have much weather. But if you have to think about starting a YouTube channel, there's a lot of creative ways that you can start a YouTube channel. So you can start a YouTube channel about the Caribbean vlogs. You can with Grenada vlogs, like if it comes to Carnival, there is a Christmas season, there's also Easter season. So if you want to start videos because you're doing work and all that, and the only time you're gonna get time to create content is only on those offer times, then that can work also. If you're a person that does a lot of moving around, so for instance, what I would see for the bigger nation, based on person's job, they will start a YouTube channel. So for instance, if your job is to go around the place and do tutoring, or also go around in schools and give advices, do motivational speaks at graduations and all of that, that's your job. Consulting, going different places every day, traveling to different places to do those things, then why not start a YouTube channel, right? That's another way to invest. You wouldn't be able to see your YouTube channel, you wouldn't be able to, to get that public, but that's going to be a good way to invest. Because when you wake into the morning, you can let persons know that I'm off today, I'll be heading to this place, you can do it live, you can do it however you want to do it. And then you just get out there and you start yourself and everything's not going good. Also, when you're doing speech, you can create a video there, you can do shorts, you can do long form videos, you have your phone stands. It's cheap, like I just purchased one for like $60. So like you can get your phone stands, set up your camera, put yourself there, record the video. Or also, if you don't, if you have what it takes and you want to do live every moment you have a session, that's not bad again. So you may just need someone to help rotate the camera for you. And as long as they start that, then you're good to go. And just like that, you have a little business building itself without even laying a single penny on anything. So, however, YouTube is very good. I cannot think of a way that someone can start a YouTube channel and start earning more time. I don't think I can do that. I'm not YouTube itself. YouTube is YouTube itself. So the only thing I can say is just start a channel. Yeah, just start a channel. Post videos for as well. Just do it for like I've said. Get up, do what you have to do, post your videos, spend your hours and lives, do what you have to do. Find your niche, find what you can do good at, and also just do what you have to do every day. And by the time you know it, your YouTube channel is going to start moving up, up and up and up, and then persons are going to start seeing your videos, seeing the channel, what's it all about. They're going to like it, share it to someone, someone's going to tell someone else, and by the time you know it, your channel is going to start creating subscribers. So now it's even easier. YouTube has broken that down to 500 subscribers on YouTube to watch all the views. So the watch hours of views, I would say, is not hard. I think like most likely it's the subscribers that's hard to get. So I remember doing a lot of work myself when I started, like getting everything the way that it should be, making sure that I have all my videos on the ground. Also going to the different sites, posting on my channels, making persons that I'm doing YouTube, posting daily, and making sure that persons can reach out, relate. The only problem I had, however, is that when you go to Facebook, post a YouTube channel, because there doesn't link, it's a little bit difficult there because for someone to be able to subscribe to you on Facebook with your link there, they have to actually either take the name of your channel, go to YouTube, or when they click that subscription button, they have to sign in on their Google account. And this was one of the problems that I had faced on Facebook. So what I decided to do, I decided to message those people in private and send them just one shot video of my channel. So when they click that, it's going to take you straight to YouTube. Also, they're going to be able to see the YouTube channel, the YouTube app, and they're going to just be able to touch and get that subscription without having to sign in all the time like this. So this had been a good thing also. And I can say it is not the easiest thing, but it's worth moving and not giving up. So you don't have to be a sole content creator. I can say sole content creator can come from persons who have backup businesses. So for instance, like myself, I have backup businesses that I have right now. So I don't really have to push myself out to run to aim for money because I have things that actually assets businesses that is building itself. So if you have things like that, then that can help you because you don't have to try to take. If you have to work, then you have to work. And if you want to do a YouTube channel, you cannot do work. You have to have some sort of cash flowing to sustain yourself while you continue video, waiting for your monetization. But the many times that you not working, you doesn't have anything that you can rely on for now, then that's going to be a pressure. And I doesn't want to set up anyone a way that they think that they can start a YouTube channel and earn money right away. No, that is not the process. That's not it. But when it comes to a place where you can persons are going to reach out, persons are going to like what you're doing, they're going to like what they're seeing. Find different niches to create your audiences. So for instance, I can do a lot of different things. So I can do gymnastics, I can do hiking, I can do whatsoever you can think of. And what I will do, I will take these things and put it into a vlog. And this vlog is gonna make it come up. So when you meet people on different niches, you create different niches. So this channel, or when person asks me what is this channel about, I would say this channel is about everything. Influencing, also motivating, having fun, just call it Dara David Vlogs. Anything that you can think of, that is just going to be Dara David Vlogs. So whenever you come to the vlogs, I can actually hang out if I meet subscribers from different parts of the world, which I'm going to be moving very soon. And I'll be moving from that otherwise by God's grace. So subscriptions, subscribers, meeting them, chatting with them, showing them the routes, showing them the road, how it's been, and all of that. All these things are a part of the other vlogs. Going out, adventuring, meeting people, hiking with them, going to meeting subscribers, hanging out with them, creating vlogs with them, all that's the part of my channel. Also, when it comes to the part where I take persons need a little encouragement right now, I will turn on my live and I will give some encouragement to make persons know that if they are starting a YouTube channel, you're going to school, and I can say maybe it's the best way to start a YouTube channel when you go to school. That's why there is a lot of options there for you to become subscribed, for you to have subscription. I'm telling you this. I have never think about it until I came out from school and I made my little fastness and started a YouTube channel. But if I only knew that at an earlier age, the moment I'm going to school, primary school, my parents had that minded or they had the option for devices and all that, and they had a little knowledge about it, then I would have started a YouTube channel. I'm grateful. Just name it, put it for a future YouTube channel. Continue creating my vlogs because in school you have at least 6 years, which is um, four, because we had grade 6, so I think that's yeah, that should be 4 years in school, and also you have like 3.5 years, which is like 5 years, and when you're comparing that, that's 7 years. So if you has kids or parents and you think that you can let your children start doing YouTube videos when they're home, creating little videos on their own, playing with them, playing with the little toys and having friends from, all of that. Or as a parent, you start a big YouTube channel for your kid, and you you vlog, collect them from school, you vlog whenever they comes from work, whatever. Whatever that you do, you vlog it and you post it. By the time you reach the Form 1, high school, they went up to the standard Form 5s. These are going to make them noticed. Not for females, not for females behavior, but this is going to make them notice. Because when you're young children love to follow young children. So young children will be like, okay, I wouldn't be able to have fun until I reach secondary school. But you're young and you start creating channel, you start getting attention. By the time you enter to secondary school, high school, for all young person in high school have a cell phone of their own, majority. And the minority that doesn't have, it is because maybe someone hasn't given them one yet. Because that is how it goes, I guess. The many time a child is at whatever stage, they want it. Even very young, they want it. So like you mightn't get it rampant in primary schools, yeah, but devices are actually going to be more rampant when you reach secondary school. But in primary school, however, you're going to be able to reach a lot of audiences, teachers, all different persons. They're going to see you and stuff. They're going to help you. Also, it's going to be a discouragement to you. Every good thing has a bad side. So if you on YouTube, you're getting up there, things are working out for you. Then whenever you reach in the high school, and everyone knows that you have a YouTube channel. Whenever you're not doing that well, teachers are going to use that against you. However, this is not going to change the fact, but it's going to also put you set up for a better future. When you out of the school, you're taking your education seriously, you don't fuck with athletes. YouTube can always fall down. The media can fall down. Um, electricity can fall down. Disaster can cause things. That is why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So that is why schooling is important, so that you don't just start wanting and when it flaps, that you have more than limited setup. So that persons who are going to be coming to see your stuff, they're going to like it. And also, whenever you doing things like this, as I said, don't do only one. Make sure you have backups, right? Backups is very good. Make sure you have backups. So backups is going to put one on the ground, and it's also going to put the next one right next to it. But if you don't have backups, whenever one falls, you're going to find it hard to get up with. So that is my like encouragement to any person that is actually willing to start a YouTube channel, persons who just want to get a YouTube channel for the sake of fun, um, others who just want to have a YouTube channel because they want to start building themselves and all of that. Just put yourself into the game, get the work done, and do what you got to do. So thank you all for watching. All those are going to be watching after this, and also those are going to be watching during this time. Thank you for showing up, passing through, and also you can leave a comment, you can leave whatever you want to leave if you have made it so far into this video, and we're going to be seeing you in our next YouTube video. Okay, so stay tuned and goodbye to you all.